We have Wesley from LinkU, who is going to be dropping some amazing knowledge about the easiest Facebook marketing strategy ever. And ever has like 3 underlines under it for St. Patrick's Day.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, right? Because I think a lot of times people have difficulty with their Facebook strategies, and they do a lot of work and sometimes just don't get really the result that they were looking for.
And that's a great way to start, because we're live on Facebook now. So I love it. That was actually a perfect intro, Wesley. We are talking about Facebook marketing strategies, and we are going to cover the easiest Facebook marketing strategy ever today. We have Wesley Rocha here from LinkU. If you are just joining us, he is an incredibly knowledgeable gentleman when it comes to Facebook marketing, lead generation. His lighting is set up specifically for St. Patrick's Day today. Note the green background. He is in character. And I was going to make everyone play a guessing game. So if you want people to type in the chat box, in the Q&A or the chat box, if you're watching on Facebook, take a guess. What is the easiest Facebook marketing strategy? Should we make him guess, Wesley?
Nah.
Okay. You can tell him. So where do you want to start today?
Follow the rules, says April. That's something. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and I'll jump in. I actually have a slideshow that I'll share and
Awesome.
Get into that, give some visuals and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. Share screen. All right. Well, I've been doing this a while, right? So I know I don't maybe look as old, but I did just turn 40. And so over those, I've been doing this stuff since I was like 19, right? So over 20 years, I've been doing all kinds of stuff with online marketing, whatnot. I've spent literally millions of dollars between sales and marketing. And one of the things that I've noticed over all that time was how much money, time, and effort was just mostly being wasted. That was just like leaking out everywhere. And not just in my own business, but also for my clients as well. So I'd see them having money leaking through all this different opportunity. And I realized the one thing that we all pretty much just weren't very good at. Anyone want to take a guess of this? The one thing we all pretty much kind of sucked at, even though we thought we were pretty good, or some of us thought we were pretty good. Follow up.
I was just going to say, it has to be follow up. It has to be follow up.
Yeah, it was our follow-up. We would spend all our time or money, effort getting the customer, getting the lead, getting the sale, whatever, getting them to our website, whatever. Then we'd move on to the next person. We'd move on to the next deal, to the next escrow, next opportunity, missing out what was just on the other side of the opportunity, like referrals, repeat business, increasing the conversions of the people we already have. So today I'm going to go over, a few different secrets, how to kind of create that celebrity factor or effect, which ensures you're like a big fish in a small pond. This again comes down to the Facebook and how it's going to be easier. It's actually a lot less effort to do it this way than a lot of the ways you're seeing out there and don't have time to do or execute. How to make sure your prospects are hot for you. They stay hot for you. They don't cool off and lose interest. And then a little technique that you can use to kind of hack the Facebook algorithm, how you can get in front more often, and some other cool strategies I'm going to share. And it doesn't matter, how big your business is or how many leads you're buying or any of that stuff. The other cool thing is once it's set up, it runs on autopilot. So it just continuously runs on and on and on. Doesn't need you to maintain it. So that way, your past clients, your leads, your prospects are only thinking about you when they are ready to buy or sell. So imagine squeezing every drop of opportunity of marketing opportunity from your marketing and increasing your return for just pennies on the dollar. And then also just having deals eventually fall into your lap without all the grind and the stress and anxiety of finding your next deal. Pretty exciting. Exciting to me. Jesse's excited.
I'm super excited. And I also think, by the way, if you're watching this, take notes on the language that Wesley has used in these slides. images, the way you put them together. I mean, there's some amazing marketing lessons I'm learning. Just watching your slide deck is fantastic.
Thanks. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you the exact strategy you can use to grow your real estate business, your referrals, build stronger relationships with your clients, all that. I'm going to give you something that's going to help you have a huge advantage over your competitors. It's actually a technique very few people or agents and businesses are even doing now. And it's not what you think. I promise. It's not, sending gifts or emails or texts or postcards drop by. Those are all good things. They're all great, but this is more something to supplement and add on to those things, to throw a little gasoline on that actually. And it's not something that's require a lot of time and effort. I know there's a lot of strategies out there. They're really good, but they require a lot of time and effort. This does not require all that time and effort. It takes a lot less time to implement and get off the ground. So curious, if we go to the chat, I want to know from everyone, what is the ultimate goal when it comes to marketing? The ultimate goal of marketing. Now, some of you are going to probably say, if you want to participate, you can. A lot of you can say, well, obviously I'm still to get the sale, right? We want to get the sale. Maybe we want to get a client. We want to do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's brand exposure. So brand exposure, generate leads, make people aware of the business. The ultimate goal of marketing, get the appointment. All right, get a repeat business. But really, these are good guesses. The real ultimate goal of marketing is actually to be top of mind. That's like the ultimate goal of marketing. Because with that, it drives everything else, right? Top of mind drives the sale, the leads, the appointments, the awareness. Because think about it, if you have top of mind, you can walk into into Best Buy and you look at these two brands, which one, without knowing anything else, might you buy? Well, you might go with the Samsung because it's recognizable over the TCL because you never heard of it. Well, let me ask you this. Think of a fast food restaurant. Which one do you think of? Anyone want to take a guess? A lot of you might think McDonald's. If you're not sure, maybe you didn't, maybe you thought of something else, right? Regardless, whichever food restaurant you thought of, they're holding top of mind in your mind. So I want to show you this is like a little experiment. We're going to do a little David Blaine experiment here on the webinar. I want you to think of a mobile phone brand. What kind of phone is top of the market? What's the first one that comes to mind? Well, more likely, you probably thought of one of these brands, right? Jamie thought of Apple. Some of you might thought of Pixel. Maybe you thought of Galaxy, maybe iPhone. And some of you are like, oh, I have AT&T or I have T-Mobile. So depending which category you were thinking. But one thing that you may notice is we probably all thought different things. Like I thought Galaxy. Someone else thought iPhone. And I'm guessing it's probably because you have an iPhone in your pocket or sitting right there in your hand, right? Yeah, because that's the phone you're using. So that's the one top of mind. So what does that mean? What that means is you can be top of mind and not need to be top of mind for the little category in your prospects and their SOIs and everyone's brain. And that is for real estate agent. You're not trying to be top of mind of the nation for real estate agent, not even necessarily top of mind of the city for real estate agent, because those are very difficult things to do. But what you want to do is make sure you should at least be top of mind for the people who have come into your world at some time, shape, or form, maybe a past client or whatnot. So when someone asks, if I were to ask your past client, hey, do you know a real estate agent? They should know at the top of their head, oh yeah, I do. Now, are your clients doing that for you? Do they know? Are you the one top of mind to them? Right? Well, we hope so. So the question is, how do you create top of mind for yourself without spending millions of dollars like those other brands and get the advantage so that you're the only one that they remember, right? They're the one, you're top of mind. Studies show when a driver sees a police car at the side of the road, how long do they slow down for? 10 minutes, less than a mile, the next 5 miles. Well, if you guessed B, less than a mile, you are correct. Why is that? Why did you just pass them? Well, out of sight, out of mind, the cool-off factor, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So many of you have experienced this. You've spoken to a prospect, maybe you're on the phone, or maybe it's whatever, you did a visit. You did an appointment, had a great meeting. You guys are both excited about moving forward, and you're sure you've made the sale. You've made the sale. Next day, they're cooling off. They're cooling off. By the third day, they can't remember your name. I know we've experienced that. Trust and respect, these are the most important parts of the sale. And every minute that they don't hear from you, they begin to cool off. And this happens with your clients too. So after the sale, after escrow, they cool off. They start to forget, or at least think, I thought we were close, but I haven't heard from them. I guess, not as much as I thought, right? Because you're busy. You move on to the next thing. So you got to keep your prospects hot for you, but you also got to keep your past clients hot for you. Not in that way, but in the way that they want to refer you. So for time, I'm going to not go through every single possible slide I have. And trust me, that's okay. You'll be like, all right, that's good. I get it. So I want you to ask yourself, though, how would you rate your follow-up with your leads and prospects? We're using a very special Zoom software here. So if you press the circle, go and press the one that you are, I can see your results. I'm just kidding. Touching your screen doesn't do anything. So, but if you did it, awesome. Make note of that. All right. So what about your past clients? What about those customers, right? They're cooling off. Now, maybe when they cooled off, maybe they were looking for a home and now they're not anymore. Maybe they were going to sell. Maybe they're not anymore. Maybe they went with someone else. What happened there? And I've talked to multiple agents where they lost clients or they've gained clients from other agents. Why? Because they weren't in touch with them. So they felt like the loyalty was kind of lost. Or worse, someone you've worked with in the past, use another agent. And that's always an awkward situation, right? So that's always hurtful. So how do you follow up, stay in front of your past clients now? What are you guys doing now? They'll probably be sending emails, maybe send some text, postcards. Well, how often do you do that? How are you staying in front of them? How do you make sure you're top of mind? And are you doing any of this? And maybe all of these, and in some cases, none of these. I know some of you out there, many of you, probably not many or not as often as you would hope. So how do you stop the cool off factor? How do you stop it without being a stalker or coming off annoying? Well, you got to do it by having excellent follow-up. And surprisingly, what I found and what we know for a fact is most of the agents, most people, not just agents, but just businesses in general, are incredibly weak at follow-up, both before and after the sale, which ends up being good news for you because that gives you the ability to easily stand out from everybody else. Because if you happen to have really good follow-up in place, then you're going to ensure that you're actually staying top of mind. You're owning that spot in their brain. And if they're a prospect, you can actually kind of dig into that spot. So they think, oh, wow, this person must be big time because they're seeing you all everywhere. They're seeing you all over the place and they don't know, right? They don't know better that because you're focusing on your pond of people, the people who have come and taught, instead of trying to spread your budget, your $10 and $20 to go to the entire city. It's just not going to happen. So what I want to show you next is how you can do that, how you can create top of mind awareness with anybody who comes in contact with you or your business, or I say like once they enter your world, right? And that could be your past clients, that could be your customers, it could be your leads, it could be your prospects, your sphere of influence, family, friends, anyone you could really think of once they come in. Now, most of you I know are using email as your primary method of follow-up. But the problem with email is it's become less effective than ever. For example, let's say the email goes out to like 100 contacts. I don't know, Jesse, I'm sure you use email to follow up. You talk to a lot of agents. Would you say email is like the main thing people are using to keep in touch?
It's one of the main ones because you can automate so much of it, but right. Like you said, it's probably getting less and less effective.
Yeah, it's less effective. I'm not sure if you know this, but something I was kind of surprised by was the lifespan of email. I never really thought about lifespans of the content. The lifespan of email, it says after 24 hours, the chance of an email being opened is less than 1%. Pretty crazy.
And that's depressing.
Right. Then you have your open rates, right? Which is also can be depressing because so many of you are using shared servers, things like that and whatnot, and they go into spam or promotions and they never get seen ever. So it really affects your open rates. So what do you do to keep in touch? Well, you go postcards, you can mail something, you can call, you can text, drop by, all that stuff. But you can only do that so often because then otherwise it could get a little bit weird, right? Just me again. Hi. It's like a weirdo. But what if there was another way that you can use the power of the internet and combined with social media to achieve top of mind with your leads, your prospects, past clients, and all that, and you can do it all automatically? Well, there is, using a strategy called end of section. Just kidding. Follow-up ads, also known as retargeting. You see, follow-up ads allow you to target your marketing, your advertising to people who have already interacted with you or your brand in some way. So that means maybe they visited, I'll give you an example. Let's say you visited a website. If you visit, let me go to that part. So if you go to a website, for example, a pixel or tracking mechanism is kind of tagged on your browser where, let's say I was looking at some shoes, and then as I'm browsing, I start seeing these shoes, I start seeing these offers other places online, or maybe I see other places on Facebook. This is what we called a pixeled audience. These are people who visit your website, visit your web page. They interact with your Facebook page or watch a page on, or watch something on not YouTube, on your Facebook video or whatever, right? Any of that stuff. That's how that works. But there's also another way to do it. And that is, let me, well, should I go into this? I will go into this just a little bit. The way I like to look at or think of these pixeled audiences is another type of a list. You see, I'm always kind of like, I don't know about you, but I'm always thinking, how else can I get in front of people? How else can I contact people? How else can I do it? And there's only so many ways, there's like, well, okay, I can mail them something. I can, I don't know if it's going to let me draw, so maybe not. Well, I can mail them something. Yeah, it does not going to let me draw. Anyway, I can mail them something. I can send them a email. I can call them. I have their phone number. Maybe I can send them a Facebook message. What else? What else can I do, to connect with people? You see, there's only so many ways to get your message to that person. There's only so many channels. I guess I could tweet them. I could LinkedIn message them. I could, there's all these other little things. But another idea is, what if you could put ads out to them? So like, instead of typing up an email, right? Maybe I type an email. After I send that, I create an ad with my email, my video, or my message, or whatever it is. And I send that out to their newsfeed. Ever thought of that? You send out your message to their newsfeed? Well, you do it all the time, I'm sure. You probably go on Facebook and you create a post on your personal page and you put your message out, right? And people see it on their newsfeed, right? And you probably do it at your business. And when you do that on your business page, a lot less people see it on your newsfeed. Almost nobody sees it on your newsfeed, right? So what if you could magnify how people saw that, and you can actually get it out to like everybody on your list? What list? Well, right now it just goes out to your friends. It just goes out to your Facebook friends. But what if it could go to all the people you pixeled? See, that's a list. The pixel is a type of list, and that's what I was trying to portray. Now, if you remember that leaky bucket from earlier, what you can do is you actually can start kind of plugging in those holes with these follow-up ads from traffic that you might be losing. So if you think about your website, right? Imagine someone clicked on your site or your Facebook page, and normally they would leave. They'd be gone, like to the ether, right? Or to the black hole. They would be completely gone after they visit, they research, they leave. You have no way to get in touch with them. You have no way to get your messaging in front of them whatsoever. But With this, you could still get your message in front of them, even though they didn't give you any contact information. No, you don't have their email, you don't have their phone, but you can send messages to their news feed. Why? Because you pixeled them. So this is where it gets really, really magical, because not only can you put it on their news feed, but you can also put it in the right column, subliminal. You have your mobile feed, which is this news feed on mobile, and then also Instagram. And you don't even need to have an Instagram presence or page. But by using this option, it will seem like you have an Instagram social media presence or a page, even if you don't. So this is just an example of a couple like basic branding type ads. You know, one, oh, okay, I just saw this agent. Oh, I was just on her page. Or, oh, I just went to this person's event, or whatever it is. And they start seeing you everywhere. And they have all kinds of placement options on Facebook. When you're searching in messages, in the groups, in ads, and everything. And a lot of you may not be aware, but there's a special category called special ad category for housing. What I'm going to show you is 100% compliant with that, with this new category. So that's not going to stop you either. It's going to allow you to still get your ads to your past clients, to the people who pixeled, all the people who come into your world. So this is obviously something that is really cool. And if you think that is kind of cool, I'm going to show you something else that's even cooler. So that's your pixeled audience. Those are people visiting your website. Those are people visiting your landing page. Those are people visiting your Facebook business page. But you can actually go a little bit further, and that is something called the customer audience. Now, the customer audience actually would allow you to sync your CRM, sync your contact list, your database, address book with your names and numbers, phone numbers, all that into Facebook. Facebook will actually match those up and find the matching users in the platform and add them to the audience so you can get your ads in front of them too. All you need is a name and an email, or maybe a name and a phone number, or just a phone number, or just an email, whatever. Basically, Facebook matches these up so that you can advertise to them, almost creating like a list. Now, of course, you probably would need some kind of CRM or something, but if you don't have one, that's okay. I'll show you how with our platform, you actually don't need one to use this strategy. But imagine this, imagine controlling or influencing all the ads that your clients were actually seeing on their Facebook page or their timeline or their Instagram feed. Like, there's going to be ads there no matter what. I mean, wouldn't you rather have your face and your name and your stuff there? Again, you want to be a big fish in a small pond. So you're not going out and putting these ads in front of the entire city or the entire neighborhood or whatever. You're putting it in front of the people who have come into your world already. So you're just really stacking the authority on top of that. And there's different ads you can do. These are just ideas. These aren't necessarily clients. These are just ideas. Like, you can do testimonials, you can do happy holidays, you can do informational videos, right? And right now, whatever content you are doing, a lot of you are having to, you have to do content, you have to post weekly, every other day, and all that stuff, and hardly ever gets seen because nobody sees this stuff on Facebook anymore. Look at the organic reach. On top of that, the lifespan of the posts, once you put it up, it's gonna die a couple days later. Boosting a post sucks, right? Because when you're boosting it, you're just boosting it to everybody. And then to boost it to your own people, like, you have to have ads manager, you have to set up all the special stuff to do that. It's crazy. And boosting a post, I mean, I know a lot of you guys that boost posts in here, and I know you put 20, 30, 40 bucks on it and hope somehow a sale comes from it. This is not going to happen. You're like, well, I'm branding. You're branding like 50,000 people for $40 every 3 months, 4 months, a year. I don't think so. I feel like the Home Alone kid. I don't think so. So, yeah, definitely not. But if you put that $20 to just your audience, right? Your contacts, your contact lists, the people who like your page, the people who visited your website, well, now you can actually reach like everyone in that list, and you can focus on being known to them. Plus, with these follow-up ads, these retargeting ads, they go on forever, right? They're evergreen. So you can create technically just one, and then it will last days, weeks, months until you change it. I mean, I recommend changing it here and there, but you don't have to. It just runs and runs and runs without you having to have this social media schedule that you're constantly trying to do things, because remember, that lifespan is so short. So this is how you take your social media, and this is what makes it the easiest strategy. You take that social media, and I could dominate social media. Like, I can have someone doing all this work, spending all these hours creating all this stuff on their social media, and I can spend like 6 to 8 hours a year on my social media, and I will outdo them as far as like how many people saw it, how many people engaged, how many people, I got in front of. I can kick their butt in 8 hours a year versus, who knows, they're probably spending 8 hours a month messing with all this stuff. So that is one of the huge benefits to doing something like this, because you're basically just putting a little bit of money behind your social media. You're not just relying on the organic.
Yeah. And do you want questions as we go, Wesley, or at the end?
Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and handle those at the end. And
Cool.
some of these, I'll go ahead and look and see if I can answer them as I go. I'll open the chat here.
Perfect.
Let's see. All right. So ones that's relevant right now is, can you put people on the list that you are not Facebook friends with? Yes, absolutely. You absolutely can. That's one of the best part about pixels and stuff like that is you don't even have to be Facebook friends with them. If they're in your database or your CRM or your contact manager at all, they could be added to the audience. So this allows you to go beyond your Facebook friends. It also acts as a follow-up safety net. You know those months where you just don't follow up at all? They never hear from you? Well, this is a safety net, right? It's still running, so they still saw your face. They still saw your message because it was running, even though you forgot to do any other kind of contact. The other awesome benefit is the reticular activation system. It's RAS. So this is what like filters out stuff that's important. It's like when you get that, let's say a white BMW, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get a white BMW. Like, nobody has this. And you get on the road, you're like, freaking everybody has a freaking white BMW. Like, that's what that is, right? It now becomes noticeable to you. So imagine your follow-up ads. They're seeing you all the time. Oh, okay, Scott. They get an email from you. Where's Scott? Oh, right there. It stands out because now you're programming that name, that face, that look, that logo, that whatever, because they're seeing it constantly. Now they're recognizing it. Again, you're becoming a big fish in a small pond. You're dominating the top of mind. You're essentially becoming a celebrity to your own customers and your prospects. And that's where you really, really want to focus. And this is especially true if you're using video. If you're not just using photos, but if you're using video in your follow-up ads, because now they're seeing you on video, and people associate video with TV. So this is where we get into the fun part, because I have a training, and if I'll go ahead and email it to everyone out. I'm going to send you the training. I don't have enough time to go in here. It's a 30-minute, 45-minute training that teaches you exactly how to run the Facebook ads without buying any of my stuff, how to create your own Facebook ads. You have to have a business manager. You have to do all that stuff, but you have ads manager, all that. I take you through how to do the whole thing, how to set up your pixel, how to upload your audiences, the whole thing. I will give you a warning though. If you find yourself, you don't really like doing that. You don't like managing Facebook Ad Manager. That's not your job. Or you're just not really technically inclined to do that sort of stuff. It is, I warn you, I'll call it semi-advanced. All right, a semi-advanced. And those of you who probably have messed with ads, you know that already. You've probably gone through a lot of challenges trying to get your ads up and things like that. So what we're going to do is we actually have a special software that I've built to make this like a 10-minute process, like from beginning to end. We've made it so easy, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Now, we've been around for a while, since 2003, but we used to build websites, and we've obviously pivoted because now like every freaking company out there builds websites for free. So we had to, innovate. And so that's why we're creating these digital follow-up ads. It's all part of our ultimate follow-up machine. This is a small part of it, but the digital follow-up ads basically allow you to create your ads on Facebook in just a few minutes. And the best part is LinkU handles everything on the back end for you. So what we do is take this very difficult task and made it super simple with our digital follow-up ad system. So with this program, you get our easy ad creator, you get the ability to create your ads in just minutes, to give you kind of a peek on what it looks like. You just go through a little wizard where you're just selecting, oh, what do you want your ad to do? Go to your website, go to Messenger, your Facebook page. And then what? Well, we actually have ad copy, multiple types of ads already pre-written, so you don't have to come up with your own thing. Just pick one from the list. If you want to customize it, you're more than welcome to make it your own and do whatever you want with it. And then you just upload a photo. I recommend using like a candid photo or a photo of you or something like that. And you can do whatever. We got stock photos. We can put something together. You see there's a checkbox there. Like, I don't have an image. Just make one for me. And then we'll make one for you. You just upload your logo and photo and we'll concoct something very nice for you. And that's it. You click finish and submit ad. And that goes to our team to actually go ahead and set it up through our system. We put it all together for you. It's all set up in Facebook. We run it, we manage it, everything. We have special things in place that allow us to do that for cheaper than you could do it, for example. So you save money there also. And then you have the power of the LinkU AI human, whatever, just hybrid super system, right? So you provide the details on the ad. Our AI will take a look, make any adjustments necessary, obvious. Our human team member does review it. And then our human team reviews it, approves it, and then your follow-up ads are approved by you, then published on Facebook. Now, someone said someone's had from experiences from third-party manages if Facebook it could get it shut down. So we don't mess with any of your ad stuff, actually. So because usually when the accounts get shut down, it's not our fault because we know what we're doing. But we set up our separate ad account. We have a separate relationship with Facebook. We're on their agency platform. And so we have separate stuff there and we don't have issues with that because we know how to do the rules and things like that. So you do have to be careful with that, especially who's managing your ads and stuff. We don't like to mess with people's business managers and ad managers because let's just say something did happen. We don't want to put your ad manager out. So we set up a whole separate ad account and it goes both ways. We're mostly do it because we don't want the agent to get our stuff turned off, right? The agents so often get their stuff disabled. And usually it's for simple things like not checking the housing button or, the special categories or things like that. So yes, that's an absolutely great question and concern. The other cool thing is our platform syncs with any CRM. So, if you're using a CRM, we could sync it to LinkU so that those audiences are built automatically on Facebook with all those people in your CRM. Or if you have new leads coming in from Zillow, or Realtor.com, or even Facebook lead ads, whatever you're running, it's all going to be synced in there. We make it very easy to import your contacts, super simple. It's very easy to connect your CRM. And if you have no idea how to upload or export your contacts or connect them, we'll actually go ahead and handle that stuff for you. So once we do that, we sync those contacts to Facebook. They see your ads weekly on Facebook, on Instagram. They just see you. So imagine someone seeing your ads within a few hours, maybe visiting your website or visiting, well, I would say open house, but I know some people aren't doing that, but basically being registered, coming into your world in some way, in some shape or form, right? Once they come into your world, and now they start seeing your ads all over the place. We monitor, we adjust the bidding and the pricing and all that stuff. We make sure the exposure isn't too much, isn't too little, all that. You also get access to monthly reports. You can see how many people are seeing your ad, how many impressions, things like that. We'll also make suggestions like when you should change it and, hey, you should try this. And we give you ideas. Like, for example, with the holidays coming up, we let you know, hey, we got holiday ads there. And then you could go in and change your ad or add a new one with the holiday messaging and maybe upload you in a bunny costume or whatever, for Easter. I'm just kidding. Stuff like that. And yeah, so it's basically your follow-up on autopilot. Then quickly you get our awesome support team. So if you ever get stuck, we have in-app email support. That means you can chat us through our, when you're logged into the platform, you can send in an email. We have phones, so you can always call if you get stuck on something, real simple. And then we have weekly live trainings via Zoom. So that's really cool. We have open Q&A sessions each and every week. And then we have a whole video course and library that teaches you all kinds of extra things if you want to learn and you want to take everything that we do for you further. So what are you going to get? Well, you're going to get the digital follow-up ads for Facebook. You're going to get the Instagram follow-up ads. So not only will those ads be displayed on Facebook, but they're also going to be displayed on Instagram. And you don't have to have an Instagram page or anything like that. All right. So let's keep building this out. What else might you need? I would doubt that there's anyone out there who doesn't already have a Facebook page, but in the rare situation, Jesse's like, in the rare situation, you didn't have one. I don't want that to stop anyone. So we'll set that up for you. We'll create a new one. If you hate your business page or think it's ugly, use this as an opportunity to get a nice remodel, because we will go ahead and have a designer who makes all the nice covers and everything, makes them nice and pretty. So you get all that. What else? Anything else you guys might need? I know I already know what some people are thinking. Can I think I have you covered. Contact list and import. Some people aren't sure how to get their contact list from wherever it's at into our system. If you're not sure, we're like, I don't know how to do it, so never mind. Don't worry, we'll help you figure it out. We'll handle that for you. We can import it. We'll ensure it gets done. If you're not sure how to export it, we can, send you instructions. We can hop on a call. We can do remote control, whatever it takes to get that list out.
I was just going to jump in right there, Wesley. Yeah. That was a question from the Facebook side where Brandy had asked, is there specifics on uploading the contact info into Facebook out of one's database to get the data correct? It sounds like this is the answer, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I will tell you, if you're going direct through Facebook, it's a big pain in the ass because it has to match their template specifically and exactly. So if you do it direct, I go through it in that training video that I'm going to email everybody, but it does have a very specific format. When you're doing it with us, it's not that complex. It's much simpler. And again, we can also handle it. So that is a great question. Someone also asked, can you create different audiences and lists for different ads? Do you add the person to ad or just Facebook in general? You can. I will say with this particular program, we don't mess with different segments of retargeting audiences. We do that on our higher level programs. The reason being is because most the agents that work with, 98% of them, their audiences aren't big enough in the individual segments to serve the ads. So if you're someone who's doing a lot more traffic or has a lot more contacts or things like that, then it would make sense to segment those into like buyers or sellers or past clients. Otherwise, usually you're just going to serve the ad to the whole group. And then as you grow, then you could look at, we do have options to start segmenting them. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's see what else. So we're going to do all that, the business thing. Oh, pixel installation. Like, I'm not going to get into that. Just know we'll handle it for you if you need us to. All right. That's basically the little script that goes in your website. Anyone want to stop here and just give you the price? Someone always says, yeah, just stop. I want how much it is. I'm going to give you one more thing. This one is new because a lot of people ask for it. There's a lot of people out there say, well, I don't know if I have enough contacts. Oh, well, I don't have enough people in my database, or I don't, things like that. So this, I think, could help solve that, right? So everything I give you so far, it's going to help you check that box on fixing the leaky bucket. But I figured, again, I have some overachievers in here. You're probably looking for ways to take this further. How can you multiply? How can you go further in growing your business and all that? And maybe you're going to want a bigger bucket to fill it. Like, how do I get a bigger bucket? So I did debate like adding these. I'm like, I don't know if I should add it, but I think I'll go ahead and do it. So what you can do is you can get more people in your pixeled audiences. Wouldn't that be helpful? I hope so. Absolutely. So you'll get my pixel secrets. This tells you how do you get your Facebook friends from your Facebook page into your audiences? How do you get more people from their sphere, the people they know, into your audiences through your Facebook page and stuff like that. And I give you this entire Pixeled Profits course. It's pretty cool. The other thing I do, and see if I put it in here. I'm not even sure if I put it in here. I don't think I did because I'm going to add it, but I'll go ahead and share it anyway. I added something called proven ads. So it's not even, before I just gave the landing pages, but now we just had this come available in the last week or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you the ad. This is something we're going to do for LabCoat here. You literally watch me change. Okay, so proven ads for leads. I know you guys are waiting. How do I get leads? There we go. I'm going to give you. So we just released a second version of our software, which you're going to get access to, which makes it just as easy as it was to create your follow-up ads. You can actually create lead generation ads. So you can do home value ads. You can do listing promotion ads. You can do freestyle ads if you feel like, I know what I'm doing. I want to take my my chances. Although I'd say, please follow the ads we have proven. These are proven ads. They get leads all the time. We already know how they work. Just use what we have in there, and I'll actually give those to you as part of the program. So it's going to be it's called our lead gen ads system. And it's a wizard that lets you go in and create ads very easily. Would you guys want to see what that looks like? I know it's a newer thing. So anyone here interested? Yeah. I don't have to. Does anyone here want to know how to create ads or would like to create ads easily that they know will actually generate leads and work for them?
I'm watching the chat box, but I'm going to guess the answer is going to be yes. But,
right. Well, that was the most common request that we got, honestly, was we had people on the follow-up ads. And we had a lot of people contact us say, yeah, this is really cool. I like it, but I need more people in my database. Or we all have people like, well, I'm kind of newer, so I don't really have as many past clients yet to reach out to, or, how do I grow my database? Things like that. So basically what we did is we went ahead and built in a way to create ads, and hopefully you can see my screen there. And so essentially all you do, you can see here, you're going to have early access. That would be unlocked for anyone who purchases today. You're going to get early access to our generate new leads. We've already been running this. We've already been testing it for a while. It works really, really nicely. And all you do is you pick what kind of ad you want to run. And then once these are unlocked in the next few weeks, you'll have access to those too, right? Your freestyle ads, your listing hot sheet. Well, you can promote listings. This is one of the hottest ways to generate leads. It doesn't have to be your listing. It could be other listings. It could be new construction, whatever it is. You just select like, what do you want to spend on it? You can put on autopilot. So our platform will actually be like, hey, like these leads are too much. Let's just turn it off. So you don't have to like keep an eye and be in there every day looking at it or anything like that. They can be delivered to both Facebook and Instagram. You don't have to sit there trying to figure out the audiences, how do you need to build them and all that. You literally just select it from here. It's pretty much that. And then you just select what city you want to advertise it, right? I go into the next step, and if I want to schedule it, like to start in the future, if I just want it to start right away. And here's the best part, guys. This is the best part. You don't have to actually create the ad. You don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. You could say, let LinkU handle my copy, or you can handle the copy. Please recommend let LinkU handle it, because we know what works. We've done this a million times. You click continue. You don't have to do anything else besides add your listing photos, which was done earlier. Finish, submit the ad, and that is it. The ad is created. So what will happen now is that goes to our team, goes to our hybrid process where we'll review it. We don't just like let stuff go out, right? We want to make sure it gets approved. We want to make sure we don't want your ad account to get disabled, stuff like that. So we will go through it and our human team goes through it to make sure it followed all the rules. And then if it didn't, we make sure it follows the rules for you. You don't have to worry about, any of that stuff. We're trying to take all those extra options, all those extra decisions off your plate so you don't have to. So think about it. If all you did with this was get like a little bit of a automated follow-up system to generate a couple extra referrals here and there, generate some extra top of mind, or maybe save a bunch of hours, that might be worth it. Or just to make the most of your existing marketing budget. If you're already spending money on driving traffic or driving leads or any of that stuff, why would you not want to increase that conversion rate by retargeting this stuff you already paid for? Like you literally already paid for the traffic. And then how about having the ability to generate your own leads, build pixel audiences so you can get more deals? Would it be worth it? How many more referrals can you get? How many more repeat transactions if people actually remembered who you were, if you were top of mind? How much money, time, and effort is being wasted by not following up consistently and frequently? And sometimes the hardest question is asked, how much have you lost already by not having this? That's, I think, some of the more difficult questions. So now you can see why I'm going to charge you $5,000 for this program, right? $14.97? Yeah. No. Will that work for you guys? All right. Well, if not, that's okay. You know, we could work on that. Let me get to my screen. Let me go back to my screen here. All right. We got that. We got how much we lost, the $5,000, $14.97. Well, tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do for LabCoat is we're going to make that $9.97. I think it stopped sharing. We're going to go ahead and make that $9.97 for those of you guys here. I know a lot of you guys probably saw that coming. It's like that magical price point, right? But yes, that is what we're going to do. We're going to take that $500 off, give you all those bonuses. The most exclusive one, though, is going to be that lead gen platform. That's the real exclusive piece here that I'm adding for you guys. And if you can't do the annual, because I know it's a lot, you know, some people are like, yeah, I'm a little tight on money right now, then you can do option 2, which is monthly, which is $97 monthly with just a one-time $99 onboard. And then you have your ad spend for your retargeting ads was about $15. Now, if you do the ads have a separate ad spend and you're in control of whatever you want that to be. But as far as our subscription, price lock. So once you get this package, you're locked into that package price with all the features that you're going to get, the lead gen, the follow-up ads, all that stuff is all in there. So the way I see it, you basically have 2 choices right now. You know, you can have a leaky bucket or not a leaky bucket, right? Do nothing, keep your leaky bucket in place, take the risk of losing additional prospects, referrals, money, effort, opportunities, you name it. Or option 2, which obviously seems like the best option, take action with a small investment compared to all the value you're going to get in return, and finally get a follow-up system in place that doesn't require a whole bunch of time and effort. So there it is. Oh, one other thing, if you have or haven't tried out PayPal Credit, this is a really cool way to let you kind of take advantage of the annual today, that special discount. And then in this, you won't have to pay for it for 6 months. So if you haven't got PayPal Credit yet, definitely leverage this. Whether you do anything or not, I encourage you to look into that and having that cash flow or that leverage, right? Usually pretty much everyone gets approved for anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. Think about what you can do, especially in real estate, right? When your deals are coming in and out and you don't always have the money, having this to make those investments in your ads or investments in your platforms or softwares or things like that go a long way. And there's one more thing. We have a few more minutes and I figure I could be a little cheesy, a little dorky, but wait, there's more for this St. Patrick's Day. We're going to give these fast action bonuses to those of you who order before the training is over. And the link there is in the chat. But for those of you who order before the training's over, I'm going to give you access to our Success Club membership. So this is a cool thing that I do each and every week. We basically teach strategies. We do, it's kind of like a little mini mastermind that we do, access to our private Facebook group, stuff like that. Some of the people who have bought the package previously, they literally are like, I bought this thing to get like this follow-up ad thing. And I started going to Success Club, and the Success Club stuff alone was worth it because of what I had learned, some of the things I was able to learn and implement into my business. So I hear from members all the time, how much they love the group. We actually have created quite a nice little group in there of people that we, could exchange ideas and share things and all that kind of stuff. But actually it's really fun because this is one of the things we do to kind of more change lives, besides just, having the other stuff and the technology and the software. So this is a special bonus, and I do it with my buddy, Steven. You may have seen him with me on a previous lab coat training before, but he used to run a team. They did very, very, very well. And yeah, so all kinds of stuff there. Digital follow-up ads for Facebook, digital follow-up ads for Instagram, the Facebook business page, cover, redesign, a new one, whatever you need, contact list cleanup and import, the Pixel installation assistance. We'll install the Pixel on your website for that. The Pixel Profits training bundle, the lead gen page, not just the landing pages, but also now the lead gen ads, which I'm giving you early access to, and then the Success Club membership. All that is for $9.97 or for the monthly plan of $97 and a $99 onboard fee. So all you have to do to get started right now is just go to the chat window, click on the LCA 2021 link. And for those of you also who are interested in this, for the first 25 people, I'm going to ship you a special welcome kit from LinkU. So for the first 25 people, we'll send out a special welcome kit. I'm still trying to get some shirts or something from LabCoat because I want to throw those in here. So I'm not sure we'll have them in time. But yeah, so we're going to give you these sold shirts. I think someone in here said they wanted to get theirs signed. So one of these days, maybe I'll see you at an LCA event or one of these times, right? And I can sign your shirt for you. And there is a guarantee. The guarantee is if you don't feel that by the end of the year, you've got a 10x investment from what you purchased with this program, we're going to give you another year absolutely free. Now, the best part about this is the 10x is your discretion. So I don't have any like special rules or anything like that. I've literally had people be like, hey, yeah, I bought this thing. And then like I got busy and then I didn't do anything and it didn't give me any value. I'm like, okay, so you want the 10x free year? Like, yeah, can I? Like, okay, okay, there you go. I mean, obviously we'd want you to implement it and have, but I know how things are. Sometimes you guys get busy and forget what you bought and all that stuff. But we've made it very easy to onboard. So in fact, the onboard's so easy, some people don't even realize that they already finished doing what they need to do because you buy it, you follow the link that you get in your email, and that takes about, 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then you're actually done. Now, everything else is optional after that if you want to do more, learn more. But a lot of people are like, hey, what? I signed this thing. I did that. I was like, yeah, dude, you did it. Like you're finished. You did it. Your ad's already running. Like, really? Wow, that was so easy. Yeah, exactly. So that is it. So now we can go ahead and jump into any Q&A if we want it. If we had Q&A, anyone had questions about anything at all about the program or about anything else. Thank you so much. Anyway, we can jump back into the questions.
It was great. I mean, that was great, Wesley. I'm going to scroll back up in the chat box, see if there's anything you didn't cover. You answered most of them. I mean, that was absolutely great info as always.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I did see a question. Someone was asking, like if the link has to stay in Facebook, can it go outside of Facebook?
Yes.
Any of those links you do in your ads, they can go outside Facebook, but Facebook has like a default browser built in. So that's kind of where it throws you first. But that's usually preference on the phone. I mean, on the phone browser or whatever you might be using. I'm not sure if you saw any other questions in there.
I'm scrolling back up in the chat box. Let's see here.
Let's see.
Answered that one.
I think we actually might have answered them all.
You covered most of them. creating different audience lists for different ads? Do you add the person to the ad or just to Facebook in general? I think you covered that, but if you want to touch on that again, Connie was asking, can you create different audiences or lists for different ads? And then
Yeah,
do you add the person to the specific ad or just to Facebook in general?
yeah, just to clarify that, essentially the way it works is, you know, what we do is we combine the audiences because we want you to meet the minimum audience sizes. So sometimes you might only have, you know, a few hundred contacts, and then, you know, maybe 70% of that list gets matched. So that's going to be, you know, that number. And then you have, you know, a lot of you don't have a ton of traffic to your Facebook page. So, you know, that's not enough. And a lot of you don't have enough traffic to your really website. So by combining them all and building the audiences all together, it allows your ads to get delivered and served to all those people. Now, for those of you who are doing a lot more traffic, you're maybe paying for traffic to come to your website, or you're buying traffic from different sources, or you have a lot of contacts, then in that case, it might make more sense to start segmenting things. But that program would be a little bit different. So if you're curious about that, what you do is you just buy this program because of the special rate, and then you would just simply upgrade at that point. But as far as when it comes to segmenting and things like that, but most people, I recommend not even getting into that right now. I always just recommend getting the initial one set, the initial ad set, and then if it makes sense down the line, maybe a few weeks or a few months, then start thinking about going or dividing it up. So yeah, so someone says, how difficult would it be to do it on my own? And if it's too advanced, count me in. No problem, Daniel. Let's, I don't know. It just depends. Like, it depends on your own, like, you know, how good you are with tech stuff, right? So for me, I always put it this way. Like, when you look at setting it up, that's one thing, but then managing it is another thing. So, and then, you know, we have a lot of things going on with every time I bring this up, everyone's like, what are you talking about? Maybe some of you guys know. Remember, you have the Apple iOS stuff going on. There's going to be the website verification scripts. There's going to be all this extra stuff you're going to have to do, which is going to complicate everything. You see, Facebook's really pushing to make most of the stuff, because of the privacy stuff, to actually go into agencies, because they have more control over the process with agencies than a bunch of individual advertisers. So when you're an individual advertiser, advertising your own stuff, especially when it comes to retargeting and stuff like that, they're really getting more strict on those. So it is becoming more and more and more difficult for the average person to run these type of campaigns. So typically someone will make it, not everyone, but about 95% of the people who go through the training stop about 5 to 10 minutes in and are like, forget it. Like, I'm just going to do it. Not that it's necessarily that complicated. Some people, if you're more technically inclined, you're going to have no problem. It's like, it's not that hard. Usually then they're like, well, I don't really want to manage this though. Like, it was fine to set up, took me an hour or two, but I don't want to like have to keep going in here. And then when they get frustrated is when Facebook makes changes, and then everything changes and breaks or this and that. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. But if you do want to learn how to do it on your own, I'm going to send the training to you guys after. Either way, as measure reach, yeah. So there actually is a report in the back end that shows you exactly how many people reached from your list and how many times they've seen the ad. So reach is basically how many individual unique people have seen your ad, and then impressions will be how many times that they saw your ad. So that is definitely that is definitely in there. How much to upgrade to segments? That's usually going to be on our pro package. So that goes up to $299 a month. So it's about $200 increase. The other thing you get with that though is your segment. You also get to expand on the Google ads, and I believe also YouTube display ads and stuff like that. So if you are ready for like that pro package, it's like our retargeting pro, then that would make sense for you. All right, from do the ad opt-ins go to a landing page or elsewhere? So if somebody, good question. So on the ads, I'm assuming you're talking about the lead gen ads. Yeah, the lead gen ads go straight into your LinkU platform, or you can have them send to whatever CRM you want through like a Zapier or whatever. Our platform is pretty much compatible with anything that you could probably think of. LionDesk, Follow Boss, you name it. you can have them go anywhere you want. So lead comes in from the Facebook ad, and then it could be sent out anywhere. Or it could be stay in LinkU, and you can use that platform. It does have a complimentary CRM built in to LinkU. For those of you who like, I don't have a CRM to put the leads, or I don't have anywhere to put it, that's okay. If you don't, it has one that will do just fine for what you need. So great question from Facebook Live. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think we covered everybody's questions.
You nailed it.
Hopefully, right? And not too far over time. Yeah, so I took a hour and a half webinar.
But I love it. And like you said, you're going to send out that training that people can take a look and see if they want to be tempted on their own. It's about the highest and best use of your time. And guys, click on that link in the chat box if you want to drop it in one more time, in case you've been waiting till the very, very end so that you can still get the access to the success group. Take a look in there. And Wesley, we'll post a link in here. We'll tag you in on the LabCoatAgents page. If people have questions, they can reach out to you. This is amazing. Great webinar as always.
Thank you so much for having me, Jesse. And thank you, LabCoatAgents. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys on the other side of this. And yeah, thank you so much again. All right. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.